Hello, hello. I want to do an energy check-in. I know I was like, oh, I'm gonna start like reading these like Greek poems and stuff, and then like, oh my gosh, I did like 7 pages, and it was like 20 minutes, and I was like, wow, that's kind of tiring, just like reading these like things. So I don't know when the next time I'm gonna upload basically another video. The stories are still amazing, and I'm gonna do my best to do that. But in the meantime, like, why not do some of the stuff that, like, I started this channel for, right? So I just wanted to do an energy check-in. I want to look at, basically, we can look at union. Let's get some overall energy from union, and then we'll see like the divine masculine is really piping up lately. Sorry, let me just go set my little environment because I get distracted so easily, and it's easier for me if I kind of have some quiet, at least if the window's closed and like the doors are closed, and you know, all that stuff to basically help me focus and channel in. Okay, so I want to see what is going on with the collective, just see like where we are. I know for me, masculine has like really been speaking and saying like amazing things. Like, guys, the divine masculine is like, okay, so the visions that I got are like father mode, like basically like super like passionate and feeling just really boldly towards like being a father. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Just very nurturing to the kid, like their children. Like they're just like, I want to be a father. Like that's just what I'm hearing. I wrote it down somewhere in one of my notes, but like the father arc is really coming in heavy for masculines, and they're really feeling really deeply about they want this. So at least this is the images that's coming through in my visions, in my I'm not channeling. I don't really do that channeling stuff because maybe that means somebody else. I just kind of like express like what comes through me. So let's look at this. I want to see the energy of what's going on with union. I always want to see what's up with the union. Oh my. Okay, so soulmate. A shift in the way that we are seeing, ourselves in relation to love. So the story behind this, I love this card, is that there's like this script, right? Like he's getting ready. So the story behind this card is in you know, the chakra book. He's getting ready to leave again. It's the same old story. I just, you know, like, I just gotta go and do my thing. And she's always crying, you know, like, well, how can you leave me? How can you do this? And so here he goes again. It's like another time he's getting ready to say the same script, but this time, instead of throwing victimhood, she says, I love you. And in that moment, he realizes, what am I actually running from? It's like the freedom that he needs to kind of be where he is, you know, our soulmate. This is really interesting, I think, coming out for union card, because I think that we are adjusting and learning how to just, with circumstances that are popping up, just to release and be like, I love you. I am my soul mate. I am my soul. Like union is inner union. Yeah, we can seek union externally, of course, but if we're not whole in the inside first, what are you actually going to be attracting? So union is saying, it's okay. I love you. It's okay. I love you. Go ahead. All right. So that's for union. I would like to see for the divine masculine then, as we are given this freedom to be who we are in this space, to expand and to know that we are already in unification with our soul. Like we already are union. We are soulmates with our union. Union is our soulmate already. What's up with the divine masculine? Ah, interesting. Victim. Victim. Okay, divine masculine. Which is interesting because, you know what, like I said, those visions that I've been having of the masculine wanting to be a father, there's an energy of sadness as well for those times where they were unable to be there for their children, to not be there when they were unable to, and it said come back. And it was really sad, actually. Like I had to purge, you know, some sadness. I think it's like past lives and even my own father wound issues. It's like, there was this energy of just like, I wasn't able to come back. I wasn't there. And maybe what this victim card means for the masculine is owning and not playing the victim. Knowing when you set the trap for yourself, possibly. Like you thought you were manipulating something for whatever reason. Like sometimes people manipulate things for good intentions because they want it to come. I wanted to get the money. I wanted to bring home a big, big ham. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes people justify things because the end justifies the means, right? Like they're just like, I did what I had to do because I really wanted something good to come out of it. But that's also a victim. Like you're choosing, masculines, be wary of what you are choosing to give your power to, because you know what? You don't have to choose between two options. I'm trying to learn this myself because I saw a YouTube blogger, Teal Swan, mention you always have a choice. And I'm like, well, what if someone has a gun to my head or like drink the poison? Like, is that a choice? Like, apparently we still have a choice. So I'm also learning how to see myself. Where do I have the choice? Like, you don't get to choose death for me and I don't choose your options. Like, but where do we go? And so I think masculines are looking at, their power. Where do you feel powerless? Where do you feel powerful? Where are you kind of not owning your accountability on things? Where are you playing the victim? Even in this case, like maybe for some masculines, you've played the victim so that another person or another situation would stay with you, or that you cling to these situations. Like what I'm seeing is like staying in something that you're not happy with by saying, you know what, this is what I'm just doing what I have to do. That's kind of playing the victim. You're still giving your power away, and union and yourself wants you to know that you're not a victim. You are free to move with your soul, mate, like a friend to your soul. You're not a victim, masculine. I know that it's really hard, though, to look at situations and be like, and atone for that. That's another word that I'm learning, atonement. Sometimes it just means being the bigger person and saying, you know what, maybe I am going to make good on this so that we can move forward. Whatever the situation is, I'm going to make good on this so I can move forward. Like, Forgiveness, it frees you of the past. You are not a victim. Even if you were plotting, even if you used it as a bait and it went wrong, right? Don't play victim. It didn't go as I planned. Don't play victim. You are absolutely capable of freeing yourself. Tell yourself I love you, like this one. See yourself as both, you know, masculines. You are both feminine and masculine. And if you ever feel the victim of a situation where it's like, oh, I'm in contrast, I'm in opposite with my feminine, I'm the victim, then you need to pull yourself into balance and kind of just try to see where you need to balance yourself. And to tell yourself, you know what? You're going to leave me again, to yourself. Like sometimes we fight ourselves, right? Like, damn self, you're going to like come up and do this to me again. You're going to put me through this shit again. Like, really? You're really going to fucking leave me hanging? And instead of being that victim, you tell yourself, you know what? I love you. I'm going to be here for you. You are safe. You're not a victim. I love you. Tell yourself this, okay? Especially when you start beating yourself up. And playing that victim. I didn't have a choice. I didn't know what I was doing. I love you. It's okay. Union yourself. So we're here in this reality where we're split. We always think, oh, it's separate. Like that person over there looks different. They're different than me. But truly, like us on the spiritual path, no, okay, we are one. We are just God. We are source. We are something of this energy just spread out. Hella just fractals, hella fragments. But we still are just one. So you tell yourself, I love you. You know, you love you. Don't worry. The illusions of this world, because we live here in the flesh, the illusions will have you wanting the acorn, fighting the dragons, thinking you're so innocent as this little chipmunk squirrel. But you know what? We're not. We are all connected. None of us are a victim, okay? Things happen, though. Things happen to teach us something, mostly to bring us back to our soul, mate, so that you can be like, I love you, mate. I love you, like to yourself, you know? All right, that's for the masculine. Feminines, beautiful goddess feminine, love you so much. Holy moly, you had a few messages want to pop out. Faith and renewal, feminine. You have been doing such amazing work, staying true to rejuvenating yourself, to becoming a true pillar of this light abundance goddess that brings forth, look, all the energy centers. Her face is peace. She's even bringing in, like, you know, the light of the energies. She's balancing, you know, it's like winter and spring on this side. Your faith, and look, it's even like the amethyst crystals with the ancestors and like the high master and then like Mama Gaia. Oh my God. And that's actually, well, I don't know. The hair could, I was going to say that's a guy, but you know, I guess it really doesn't matter. Divine feminine. Do you know what your work has actually done? You have transmuted so much. Your faith, your hard work, your diligence in your own renewal, into bringing about this light about yourself to stay grounded amongst just turbulence because when there's a shift happening, which is what's been going on, you know, this consciousness coming down into us of like, I am the creator of my reality. Really, there's nobody outside of me that can make me do anything, right? The divine feminine has put in so much work and faith into themselves that spirit is blessing you. Look at the hands out, Gaia, earth in the hands. Father sky with the angels and the abundance of the earth. I want to get some more messages because, like, for the divine feminine, it just is like saying to me, like, congratulations, like, thank you for your hard work. Thank you, goddess. Thank you, divine feminines, or feminine energy, either way. I mean, even if you're a man who has been staying faithful in doing his work, or if you're a woman that has been analyzing her victimhood, like, you guys, thank you for your hard work. Thank you for continuously striving to know your soul, because the world that we're born into is manipulated, right? Like, we're not taught coming out having spiritual knowledge. Actually, they have religion to even kind of confuse us about certain things, you know? So it's very hard to keep your faith and to maintain this sense of renewal. Like, every day is a renewal, because every day we're going to go through shit, right? Like, it's a test of your faith every day. And divine feminine has really harnessed this ability to tap into the Gaia, to the Father Sky, to the Mother, the Father, and, you know, our Holy Spirit, our Sun, our greatness, you know, that rejuvenates us. Divine feminine, you actually have been a pillar for the masculine to look up to. Our love, our faith, and our renewal heals. All right, let's do this. Let's look at what could be, what's the best way to continue this work for the divine masculine, addressing like victim mentalities. What's the best way? What blocks? No. Sorry, guys. What are some things to look out for? Let's do that first. What are some things to look out for as we address our masculine victimhood? Okay, that one popped and this one popped. Some things that we can address. All right, so, well, that goes in figures. The 10 of Pentacles and the 5 of Wands. Oh, masculine. You know what I love about masculine? What I love about men? It's sometimes, depending on, I guess, the man, right? But for the most part, masculine, the man brain is not, it doesn't have a lot of like hidden things. Like it's very one track. Stress, fighting issues over how the material world is manifesting. It seems like a very huge masculine theme. Like, masculines are always kind of fighting or in some sort of conflict with themselves or with others about how it's looking or how it's producing in this material world. The house, the home, the family, the foods, the gardens, the job, like, masculine, you need to stop worrying about what other people think of your success. Masculine, you need to stop fighting yourself when it comes to playing out the victim as you are manifesting your 10 pentacles. You don't manifest things overnight, and that which you do get quite easily can be taken from you. Not that hard work always, like, to be fucking real, it sucks that in this world you can work so hard and they can still take it from you, right? They can still make you a victim. But at the same time, masculine, I feel like Spirit is saying, watch how you are using your creative energy to bring about what you want, because what you think about, you will bring out. If you're like, woe is me, I'm a victim, you might manifest more of this 5 of Wands energy where you're like battling contending with other people to prove yourself, contending with yourself, like, where's it has to look like this, I need it to be like that, it didn't turn out that way, so therefore it's not really what I set out for. I got to keep basically fighting to prove that I can create this. And again, that's like a victim mentality. Divine masculine. What's a really helpful way for the divine masculine to stop being conflicted over the ways that, oh, that's interesting, that would be in there. Oh my God, and it says masculine spirit. You guys, I can't like make this up. Like sometimes I put my cards away. Like I do pretty well at like organizing things, but like if they do slip in there, like this is, oh my God, guys. The best thing for you to honor yourself, masculine spirit, action, power, dominance. Yeah. Whatever action, power, dominance is conflicting with you, because your 10 of Pentacles is going to come for you. You will never miss what is meant for you. Oh my gosh, I thought I would get it out of the camera, but I guess not. You'll never miss what is meant for you. Okay? Stop fighting. You're taking all this power, action, dominance in certain places, potentially even playing the victim, letting your dominance and your power put you in this mind frame that you have to contend and fight with the external or the internal. I'm feeling this is internal because it's like a victim. Nobody can make you a victim, sir or ma'am. Nobody makes you a victim. You, masculine spirit, create what you want. But if you are fighting these inner battles about what does it look like to have this material world, like, what is it? Wealth. That's what I'm hearing, wealth. This masculine spirit wants wealth. They want that big ass acorn. And they maybe even potentially, why? Because like you're trying to show off. You want to show off to other people what you have. And what good is that to bring you closer to your soulmate if you're doing it just to show off for other people? Like, you know what that brings? You know what I mean, sometimes it brings not so great things. Like you want to show off for folks, and envy is a hell of a thing, you know, like especially when it comes to the masculine. Like, goodness gracious, I really sometimes say a prayer for you men, because like I don't know how you guys do it sometimes, always walking around, like not every man, but men have this conquer drive, and if I see it there, I have to conquer it. But what is the other man who's looking at it too? So now both of them, or all five of them who saw that, they're all battling for now this tower, right? They all want their 10 pentacles. So maybe they're distracted and fighting each other, not realizing that each of you have your own. Each of you have your own I love you soul, right? We are one at the end of the day, but in this world, you can have your own. You don't have to play victim to other people. And you don't have to flex power and dominance either. You don't have to take action all the time against other people to prove that you have this house and home. And also be careful if you're making others feel like a victim, because I'm hearing you could be not forcing anyone to stay with you, but like when you're playing the victim, woe is me, and no, and I don't know, I'm hearing just like you playing the victim to manipulate people, okay, into giving you what you want. And that's not honoring your true self. So just be aware of also where you're like, you're fighting others to victimize them, you know. Be wary, because that masculine spirit, you guys are really going through a lot right now. Your soul, the masculine essence is recalibrating. It's changing. Like, guys, you're not gonna be this anymore. Okay, like at least in the images that I've been seeing, like masculines are getting rid of this victim mentality. They want to be the father of this land, like nurturing and giving and trustworthy and like and enjoying life, you know? Okay, let's see. So I didn't even really get to pull the actual card that I wanted to. So what would help masculine? Like what is something they can do to help battle, or not battle, to help stop the battle? Okay, so we have, oh my goodness. It's just so like crazy how the masculine speaks so bluntly. I love it. No fluff. I ain't gotta like ask a million fucking questions. Like sometimes I gotta pull, like when I talk to my female friends and I talk to my male friends, I'm like, it's just so much more direct with my male friends. I don't have to hear a bunch of like run around to get to the issue. So what you can do, masculine. Okay, you got justice and we have the 5 of Pentacles. So you definitely are feeling some type of way about budget issues, material issues, lack mentality, poverty consciousness. You are not a victim of poverty. You are not a victim of lack. Actually, you are a strong pillar. You know, the elephant I always see as a leader, powerful deliverer of justice. You're going to attract to yourself what you truly want, okay? If you're fighting and blaming other people or blaming yourself, if you're not really telling yourself, you know what, I love you and I'm okay. Oh my goodness, I gotta let him out. If you're not like giving yourself these affirmations, then how are you gonna attract the 10 of Pentacles? You kind of have to give yourself the vision that you want. You need to see yourself overcoming these things. You know, look at the donkeys carrying this stuff. The 5 of Pentacles usually is like, oh, I'm left out. I don't have this. I don't have that. Like, just feeling like out in the cold. But you know what? You have everything packed on your back. And the donkey, you know, like the significance, the symbolism of the donkey is like, oh my gosh, these beautiful animals, they carry all this burden. They carry everything. Oh my gosh, you know, so champion yourself. You have everything within your soul, mate. You might need to look a little deeper within yourself, okay? You might need to go ahead and just go inside of yourself and count your stars. Like, what are your blessings that you bring? You're not a victim. You're not a victim. Even if you're battling others or battling yourself, you tell yourself, I love you. I carry this. Even if you are having budget issues, even if you are feeling that you're having some sort of, you're facing these hardships over your home life right now, over wealth. You're fighting and you're fighting hard against it, but you're not a victim. Okay, you will see justice. You will create this justice. You will create what's right is right by honoring your truth. Okay, the truth is how you look at things, how you are perceiving things is how you're going to approach it. So you might have to shift your perspective from I'm left out in the cold, I ain't got it, I don't, into I can, I am, okay? Like you are the bearer of justice. You also are this very strong action, power, dominant, oriented, masculine spirit. You are, okay? Nothing is going to take that away from you. You're not a victim. You must, well, you don't have to. You must not. I mean, nobody must do anything. But you should honor yourself. Honor, even in the moments that, like, we do feel abandoned and left out. Like, that's to teach us. That's to teach us the moral thing, the right what to do right next time, or how to be a champion of justice for yourself, how to take what you know to be right and change that lack victim mentality. You're carrying everything for yourself, and then you move forward. You know, the 6, what comes after 5 is the 6 of Pentacles. Like, that's a generosity, a giving card. Okay. So this right now, you could be in a perspective that needs shifting. Your perspective needs shifting. Okay. From the victim fighting lack mentality into I'm a powerful creator of my world. Oh, hi, Chuchi. I'm a powerful creator of my world. I take action. Oh, be careful, sun. That's my candle. You know, do you like it? Is that right? So this is Mr. Policeman. No wonder he would come up for this. Ay, Dios mijo. Ay. Okay. Masculine, you take justice in your hands and you change that perspective for yourself. You are not lacking or without. You are not a victim. You are not without. Everything you need, even if even if you feel some things have been taken from you, even if you feel wrong, like justice has not been served, you still have what you need to go forward. Okay? You still carry within you what you need. You are the masculine, you're the masculine spirit. Nothing will ever take that from you. Nothing. You know? It's just always being aware of challenges for our mind. All right, so let's do the feminine. Chuchi. I would like to, all right, yeah, we're going to look at the feminine. Feminines have been doing such incredible, I mean, if I just did this on the union of the feminine energy, feminines are on a daily is what I'm hearing, renewing faith and telling themselves, you know what, I love you. Like, whether I gotta come or go, or you gotta come or go, like, they're renewed in their faith. They're staying truthful in their faith. So if there was anything to be, you know, cautious or to just be aware of for the feminine energy, what is that? Anything else? Okay. Oh, interesting. Interesting. 7 of Pentacles, the Hermit. No, I'm sorry. 7 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, and the Magician. So if there was anything in your daily renewal of faith that could potentially, well, you know, I am just seeing you working through it. Yeah. If there was anything that comes up that challenges that renewal of your faith, divine feminine, I'm really seeing that I'm sorry, this is an 8 of Pentacles. Lord, where am I? And I knew it was the 8 because they're working. Hello. Like, you are actively taking this mastery to overcome these old sadnesses. You're using what you have to create and use the magic that you have to just face whatever, you know, regrets or just lack of, what's the word, community that you could potentially feel. Like, I think that what I'm seeing here is in your renewed faith, you're working really hard to change the way that you look at past sadness, changing the way you are working hard. You are faithfully renewing yourself in letting letting the old spilt milk go. The Magician is a powerful, like, you're in your Magician. You've been creating, you are actively using your faith in your power. Your power is renewing. And also, it's also bringing you to a sense of mastery over these like regrets and griefs and sadnesses. You know, this work that you're doing actually is really turning you into a powerful magician and creator. Feminine, it's like, geez, so proud of you. I mean, we do this work. I mean, it's never nothing like, what choice do we have, right? Like, spirit gonna come to you and bring you, gonna bring you your lesson. So what you gonna do with it? You gonna, you know, throw a fit, or you gonna handle it? Divine feminine, you are beautiful. Look at you, staying very diligent, working hard at overcoming your sadnesses or anything that seems to just rile you or make you look at spilled milk very differently. You are renewing your faith in your ability to create. I love that there's like these infinities over the heads, because look how illuminated that you have become in this work. You know, in this work that you're doing, in this faithfulness. Oh my gosh, you are so beautiful. You are so faithful to yourself, to your soulmate. You are a true friend to your soul, Divine Feminine. And I know sometimes it's hard because going through this Five of Cups is not fun. The Four of Cups is not fun. And, you know, then the Six of Cups is like, it can be a little emotional to look back at. You know, like the Five of Cups, basically, it's like, it's not always easy to stay faithful and to renew through these sadnesses. But I see that you're doing the work and you're becoming very adept at it. So it's like magic. Like you are transmuting, like you're basically just like, look at those energy centers. They're all lined up like, the magician has everything that they need. Like, oh, wow. And it's like even this flowers here and these flowers here. Very succinct of what you're building and blooming. You are flowering abundance by this faith that you're doing. And you know what else I'm also seeing in this, like, what's speaking to me is that, like, he's, like, milling away at something and, like, what's in the ground. Like, I just see him, like, as a miner. And, like, look at these treasures that come out, you know, with his hands. With your hands, you are doing a lot of work, like physically, like you are putting in the work for this to honor your soul and to even continuously tell yourself, like, I love you. I feel like you are doing this magic work and you are actually returning to this mastery, which, you know, sometimes people just need to see a model of something and then they can do it, you know? I love these new videos because all I do is just watch the video. I can watch it on silent and I just learned how to make like the most yummiest orange chicken or whatever, you know. It's just like sometimes for feminine, they're just watching you and the way that you are holding yourself, the way that you take faith in your mastery at overcoming what hardships face you and you honor your magic and your faith and renewal. That gives them the power and this sense that they can do it too. And people will do, and then they try it. And they feel so good about themselves. I'm so proud, right? That I saw someone else do it, they did it, and then I went and tried it. And I had success. At least I felt I had my own success, right? Like, I don't care what other people think of my success, but like, as long as it's to me, in my renewal. All right? What can help? What would help? Anything, if anything. I mean, what advice from spirit, from union for the feminines? Okay, 3 of them. Empress. Empress. 8 of Swords. And the King of Cups. Interesting. The Empress, the 8 of Swords, and the King of Cups. So, feminines, be very mindful of how you are thinking about yourself and others. Whether you are honoring yourself and you're standing, yeah, see, feminine, you are in a super empress mode. Like, I mean, look, there's even the laurel on their head, the red flowers coming out. I mean, you are in your super empress mode. So just be aware of when you are giving yourself negative narratives, when you're telling yourself something negative when it comes to either masculines that are showing love or romance, when it comes to masculines and the romance, or when it comes to you and your emotions. You might need to, because the Empress is always flowing, abundant, you know, giving. And so just be aware of when you might need to be more mature with your emotions. Be more, not strategic, but just king mode. Like you wouldn't just spread it out thin, right? Like you wouldn't just like give it out. Like you'll be knowledgeable. You're still like tactful and giving and loving, but you don't just spread it out. Like I think with this Eight of Swords, the albatross, you know, what this is telling me is like, what are you looking at? You know, like, are you looking in the distance for something to come, or are you honoring now? You know, because you're doing this hard work now. So and you're also doing this hard work around the Five of Cups energy. So things of the past. So if there's things that kind of mentally trap you up about the past, and you start, you know, thinking like, oh, that person, he didn't or she didn't, that person didn't show me enough love. I was so giving to them. I really put my faith and gave them so much. And now, like, maybe it's bothering you when you're doing your inner work and it comes up in your mind that like, oh, wow, I spilt my milk on that. Like, you know, it just remember that it's building you, okay? You are the creator having this experience. There's nobody outside of you that can make you a victim. This is all a reflection of us to bring us back to our soul, so that you can remember that you are the magician, you are the King of Cups, you are the Empress. Your faith and your renewal in yourself also bring you to emotional maturity and security. Be aware of when you're doing so much inner work that maybe you're bringing up sadness and illusions, delusions, something where you're chaining yourself, you're blindfolding yourself basically to certain things. And look out. I'm trying to remember the albatross. Was that like a good omen? I think it means like land. I forgot that story about the albatross, some poem, right? Like we always learn in lit. But what are you looking at for in the distance or right now, or those things? Because you know what? You're doing the work. You're transmuting a lot of old ways, So just be aware of when you're also maybe even blinding yourself of giving too much and of yourself to others and not enough to yourself. Like if you're spreading too thin, the King of Cups, he's not going to spread himself too thin, right? Like he's still going to be emotionally mature about stuff. So, you know, keep doing your work, feminines. You're doing amazing. Like you're doing great, sweetie. You're doing great. And again, this is just the energy right now. But spirit, and this is so beautiful. The union is still... Go, do what you need to do, but remember that I love you is what you're telling yourself. Masculine and feminine, whether you leave and you come back, whether you play these games with yourself or not, whether you choose to chain yourself to mental paradigms or you choose to look at the past and have regrets, whether you choose to keep working hard and to bring about your magic of what you really want, whether you choose to look at, you know, what you do or don't have and what you're still carrying, whether you choose to honor your own justice and to bring about, you know, what really makes you happy in this life, what's going to bring you a happy home. It might not just be material things sometimes. I mean, Pentacles does signify that, but like, you got to look at what works for you. And sometimes battling yourself is the hugest part, you know. It's the battle of ourself. It's in our mind. It could be the way that we feel creatively expressing ourselves to others. I'm going to just, nobody will accept me, respect me. That's a victim mentality. Oh no, baby, you got everything that you need. Interesting how the masculines, they got 2 5s, and then the feminines got 2 8s. I'm still learning numerology. I'm not really into numbers. Never really been a math person, but I'm learning, you know, like, come on, we grow and we come back into our soul, and spirit is just saying, no matter what, I love you. Regardless of what you go through, all this transmutation, all this work that we do, guys, we still love ourselves. I still love you, and you still love me, because God still loves, regardless, no matter what, right? Oh my God, it's beautiful. Okay, here's to like an hour video. Wee, just kidding. I love you so much, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.